What's up, and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. Here we are with the church truck. Last video, video before last, we got the engine wiring done, got it where it would turn over and everything. Then we jumped on the headlights and stuff like that, and ran the wires all the way to the back, like wrapping them up and zip tying them up. They're all up out of the way, looking good. And also got to the back, threw the new tail lights on and wired them up and blah, 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 tag and all that jazz. This video, we're going to the inside, at least to start out with. I got some parts ordered. If they come in time, and we'll throw them on in this video too. But we're going to the inside, going to try to wire up the dash and everything that pertains to that. Honestly, I'd like to say this is one of the ones I was dreading, but at the same time, I was dreading the rest of it until I got started real good, and then, whatever, we figured it out. So we're gonna figure this one out too. But to start out with, I gotta mount this fuse box. I should have already done it, but I didn't. Cause like I tell you all the time, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, okay? So here's what we're looking at. I'm gonna mount her up here in this top corner as far as I can get it. That way, when you hit the old dimmer switch there, you ain't kicking the fuse panel. But I guess honestly, we could really move that if we wanted to. But then we got all these, I think these shorter ones here are actually meant for the steering column. I'm thinking that's an aftermarket blinker and hazard thing, but I'm not exactly sure. If that one don't work, they make aftermarkets that's pretty much identical to that. If we have to, we'll get another one. And then that goes to all the mess over there and the gauges. So that's what we're looking at. And there's probably gonna be a whole lot of hook one wire up, hook two wires up, sit back and think for a few minutes, and then hook some more up and all that. So luckily you ain't gotta watch all the brakes. So there you go. All right, had to stop that time lapse because lay the kids down for a nap after my man's baseball camp. We got the fuse box mounted up there. There was some really long bolts, so I'm gonna have to, there's one right there, I'm going to come and trim some off, and the other right up there, see my contraption of holding it. I'm gonna have to trim some of that off. That way they just ain't sticking out looking ridiculous, and don't ever get caught or anything. That's mounted up out of the way. Now time to take forever, I'm sure, and go through all these wires and which way they need to go and all this. Still waiting. I got some stuff ordered. Be here in 2 or 3 days for the parking lots, because them bulbs and wires are bad. And I tried new bulbs. The wires are bad, and I'm gonna go with my idea of putting them little T10 bulbs and sockets in there. Drill a little hole in top of the housing. We ain't paying $85 for all that. There ain't no point in it when we can make it work for 10 or 15. But so that's them wires left up there. That won't be no huge deal. I'll throw them in this video if they come in time and we get to where this is done and I can get out there and do that. Oh, also got that third brake light I was gonna throw on the back ordered also. So that, the parking lot bulb things I was gonna do. Something else I ordered. Oh yeah, I ordered the lights go around the bed. Hopefully they end up being right and usable. So we got progress going, and we got more stuff on the way to make even more progress, okay? We get all this wiring done, we'll have to change the oil and fluids in this motor and throw some gas in that new tank that I put in a while back. See if that fuel pump's any good and stuff like that, okay? We already know she'll fire off. I just want to know if she'll keep running after that. But we're on wire now, so let's get back to it and hush your mouths. Did I ever tell y'all that I love wiring? I sure didn't, because I sure don't. Bring them mugs over here now. That big white one there is a dome light. This thing don't have no dome light up top. The only light I see is that little one there, and heck, we don't even know if she work or not, so. All right, so I've got just a couple things connected. The rest of it, I'm kind of in a waiting game at the moment. Because, like I said, you know, my idea with the parking lots and stuff, I had them little universal, little universal sockets with small bulbs, and we'll drill a hole, put them in there, blah, blah, blah. That should work just fine. Well, I get to the dash, and I was going to start wiring up some of the cluster and everything. This is the old school deal. Whoop. And then, of course, I drop it. And then, speaking of that, I made that noise when I bent over. My son asked me the other day, Daddy, why are you always making noise when you bend over or get up? Well, I'm getting old, okay? But these is the type of bulbs that go in this little thing, and they actually go in and twist like them, like 1157, I think it is, bulbs and stuff like that. I think that might be the right number. But, well, like the ones for the turn signals, just they're bigger. But pretty certain none of those are actually gonna work. So luckily when I ordered them couple connector or bulb sockets for the front there, it was like a pack of 6, so I'm gonna have like 4 extra. And by the size of them, I'm hoping now that I can use them to light up the dash cluster and everything, because I'm pretty certain none of these are gonna work. And if I was to go buy the original replacement, there ain't no telling how much that'd be, and them other things are cheap. So we're waiting on that. So I can't wire up none of the lights for the cluster. There might be another light or two, or a wire or two that I can hook up. I need to figure out, oh, well, I got it in there. This is the original headlight switch. 5 prongs. You know, it's a 2-clicker where you can click it once for parking lights and then pull it all the way out for headlights. I don't have another one of them. And I also don't have a bulb for that one, which it probably don't work anyways, as old as it is. The one I bought, I can't get it off one-handed, of course. But the one I bought only has two prongs, and it's just a 1 pull. So everything would, lights and all, would turn on first click. That's not a huge deal to me. I don't think it would be to them, but that's what the parts store had. So maybe I can work on trying to figure out how to wire that thing up. and you know, while I'm waiting for a couple days. So I hate waiting on stuff. I put some tester cables on the radio. I can't get no power out of it. We all knew it was gonna happen. So the constant radio and the radio ignition wire, I just went ahead and rolled them up and taped them up and left them in the dash just in case they ever decide to want to put a radio in it. What's up? We're back. Took off yesterday because I was at a standstill and I was waiting on parts. Well, luckily, the 2 day shipping worked out. I'm on night shift tonight, so, and luckily, mail lady done delivered something while, actually right before I woke up, so here we go. Got our bed lights, our bed bites, what the crap. Our bed lights. See if I can get that out of there. A little third brake light to throw on the back there. And then these little light bulb plugs, T10 socket. I've got a pack of bulbs around here somewhere. I really need to find those. But, so I know this video started out was working on the inside of the truck, but that stuff hasn't come in yet. That stuff's coming in later today or even tomorrow. So we're gonna go ahead and get started throwing some of this stuff on. So I guess basically let's see if the if the bed lights actually fit the holes and we made a good decision on this third brake light. Alright, so you know, there's before and there's after. She fits in there good. Good. That's awesome. And then the third brake light. We talked about it. Going up there, you know, if I get my hand out the way. Going up there. Even it up, of course. Probably around there. Give it a little bit more light back here. And was that it? Them 3 things. And of course also, these right here. These little T10 sockets. I was gonna buy them also for the front turn signals. I mean, my bad. The gauge cluster. But when I was looking, there was actually some universal gauge cluster light things, and they was already tied together and everything. So I ordered them. They was cheap. We're gonna try that. If that don't work, then we'll probably use these. But it was pretty cool because they was already tied together and only had the one power and ground to run out and all that jazz. So that's all about it. Been building some hay, or cutting some hay next door. But all right, so I'm just super excited that them bed lights fit. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the rest of these out, and all that. And then after I get them popped in, and we'll see about mounting that third brake light. Okay, so I got her mounted. Wires hanging out the back side. Sorry to blind you with the light down there, but I'm about to crawl down there and hook up the third brake light. the ground. And then I guess we need to look at these lights and see how we're gonna daisy chain them together and all that fun stuff. All right, and after that time lapse there of wiring up the third brake light, we went ahead and made our way around, basically daisy chaining all these bed lights together and to the original tag light wire. And then we made another trip around, grounding all of them, so hopefully all that'll work. Right now, since I've been out here, we had another delivery. And where's it at? Well, our turn signal stuff. There's our turn signal. I can get her out of the box one-handed, that is. There she is. It's pretty much identical to the other one, or the one that came off of it, just a tad bit different. There's the things we're about to try to use in the front parking lights. This is what just came in. We're gonna see if that'll work on our cluster. And this is our headlight switch. The one I had bought from O'Reilly's, I think it was just a one click. It was just a off and then it was just a off and then one click, and that was it. So went ahead and ordered this one. That way the first click can be the parking lights and bed lights and pretty much everything except for the headlights themselves, and then you pull it on and then headlights. Oh, that way they ain't got to run headlights all the time. If they want to just sit there with the parking lights on and have all the bed lights and stuff on, then there it be. And then also got a dimmer switch that, let's see. Yeah, that one ain't froze up. That other one was. And I got a cigarette lighter, which a 12 volt plug, just in case they might want one. While they're doing a hayride, they might need to charge their phone or something. I don't know. But bed lights are in, hopefully wired correctly. One of these front parking lights is already out because it was sitting over on the shelf. I've got to get the other one out. I already snipped the wires off the back of that because I knew I wasn't using it. My thought is, obviously have the cap off, drill a hole right around in here, and bloop. And that little bulb will, and them little B bulbs are probably a lot more powerful than that original bulb was anyways. But that's what the plan is anyways. Well, here's what we got with her hole drilled in. She had a little off center, but it'll be all right. Get her plug. I could actually, oh, no, it fits in there good. I was fixing to say I might need to wall it out just a hair, but no, that's good. Look, it looks a little redneck, whatever, but as long as it works, that's all that matters. All right, so I got both of them drilled, but I've got this one in and wired. I'm gonna sand that up and just use that as the ground there. But not today because I gotta get ready for work. We'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right, so I came out and during nap time, of course, and started doing a little bit more wiring. I had a couple more parts come in. I just wired up the switch, and the light switch, the headlight switch, and finished up the parking lights, I think. Have an issue with the parking lot. I had a little smoke when I turned on the parking lights. So we skip right past that, okay? So she ain't smoking no more. But I got some lights working, so here's what we got. I got the lights off in here to help it, but of course, it's still pretty bright outside. Got some headlights working. Got some bed lights working. I like it. Let's see. There's another one. Got some tail lights, tag light. Of course, I've only got this one rigged up for the brake light, and I ain't put the brake switch in yet. Another. We do have one bed light that's not working though for some reason, so I'm gonna have to mess with that. That right there is a little touchy with the wires back there. I moved it around, you can see it flicker just a little bit, but that one right there don't work even if I do flicker a little bit or whatever. See, she just flickered a little bit then. So, hey, but it's all good because either way, that's major progress, okay? At least some of the stuff I'm doing is working. All right, I'm at about a 90 percentile right now, okay? I got one bulb that ain't working. Well, and one that's a little iffy, okay? So, we're gonna try to look into that, see what the issue with that is. The horn button and the little universal brake switch come in. Hopefully I can make them do all right for me. I like them bed lights. That's gonna make me want to get the daggum cab lights going. What did I put them on there for? Just causing myself more work here, I'm telling you. But I might look into this brake switch, I guess, and try to figure out why this bulb right here is not wanting to do anything for me. Then we'll check back in, okay? All right, so I got the brake switch in. It's just not wired up yet. And let me see. Oh, got the horn. Here we go. Brake switch, she's a little dark, but she's right there. Little horn button. They had one of these over here on the column, but that was just a regular old school switch. Like that yellow one over there. Right here, and it wasn't going to anything. So I just put the horn button here. Uh-oh. There we go. She's a honker. And then we did, it was just a loose connection on that right there. So now all my bed lights are working. A little parking light there. This one right here, I think I might have a bad connection in my stuff right here because I had this headlight working a while ago on bright. I think it was. Let's flip that over. But she ain't working now, okay? Other one is. So this headlight and parking lot are not working at the moment. I think there might be a loose connection in there. Let's see, hit the. All right, so this side still ain't working. Oh well, but my little, look at there. Oh, I got some gauge lights, what I'm talking about. Them anyways. I'll have to tie these in and all that mess. I'm trying to nip away at it a little bit at a time. There ain't too many wires left. But yeah, tomorrow I might try to wake up early in the morning, come out here and tire this headlight and parking light back out and see what my deal is in there. And then, so I got fix that. I've still got to wire up these other 3 gauges to light. And all that jazz. A couple wires on my brake switch. So we can test it out, see if my brake lights are gonna work correctly. We know the tail lights do, but you know. And oh yeah, also gotta put the turn signal thermometer in. We'll go ahead and set that now. But we've made a little bit of progress. But it is time to call it because I got to go get ready for a wedding rehearsal. My niece is getting married, so, you know, and the kids are in it, so. And they're 3 and 5. And I just pray they do good. We're trying to bribe them because they wasn't all about it. Trying to bribe them, tell them. They was like, oh, is there going to be cake at the wedding? And I'm like, look, you can only have some cake at the wedding if you're going to do good walking down the aisle. And because my little girl, she's 3 and she's a flower girl. And then my boy's 5 and he's the ring bearer. My dad's the preacher, so, you know. But yeah, we told them they can only have some cake if they do good. So y'all keep your fingers crossed for me, okay? Because we're gonna need it. But that being said, we have made some progress, and that's awesome. I loved the bed lights. I knew I would. Glad I was right on that. Horn works, bed light works. Driver or passenger side headlight and parking light works. Tail lights work. Having an issue over here on this corner with the headlight and parking light. And I have to wire up his brake switch. So, UPS backing in. Is that for me? Probably not. But we'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right, so here we are back another day. This video's been cobbled together by like a whole lot of days, okay? But bad lights and all that's still working, of course, you know. But I said I had that issue with the passenger side light, or my bad, the driver's side light and parking light. I've been busting tail today and really not filming anything, but I had to replace the little universal wire and whatever. What it was, I told you I saw some smoke when I initially turned it on. What it was is I had scraped the insulation off one of them, and there's a bare wire and it touched the metal. That's what it was. So they're working now. I just put new headlights in it because that was the problem over here. And The lens is not on this because the corner of it kind of broke. So now it is up here drying because I glued the corner back on it. But you seen the parking lights was on also when I finally got these gauges wired in with the other gauge lights. Turn the headlights on. Both of them's are working. Just look at there, look at there. Would you just look at it? And that's the, oh, that's the brights, because I just seen the indicator light come on. Look at it. That's what I'm talking about. Pop them off. Oh, that was that new switch that had come in. And also I told you that the dome light, it was not savable, okay? So I rigged it up a little bit. So I had that universal tag light that I ended up not using. You know, I just had it anyways. I didn't buy it for this. But and I had that original light switch I was going to use that was just a one-click on and off. Found a place to use it. Right. If you remember earlier in the video, there was an old yellow just flip switch right here. Well, I took it out and put that one pull in its place. And there's that tag light. So, that is now the interior light. But hey, she works. We also threw a new battery down there while I was messing with them headlights earlier. I was wondering why, or my parking lights earlier, I was wondering why the light was so dim. And I was like, man, do I have another messed up socket and everything? So I used my little tester. I was showing like 7 point something volts. And I was like, man, it really ought to be like closer to 12. Well, I went and tested my battery. It was only about 7.5 volts itself. So I'd been on and off trying this thing with all these lights and wiring and everything, testing everything out. I'd done drained her down. So we popped that battery off, put it on my Dodge, let the truck run for a little while, charge it back up because I have either lost my battery charger or it messed up at one time and I threw it away. So, whatever. But hey, all the headlights work, tail lights work. Also, got that third brake light working. I had found a wire up under there that they had separate. So, wired all that into my brake switch. My brake lights work. All my lights are working except for the cab lights. I have not even touched them. I was kind of more worried about everything else, to be quite honest with you. Honestly kind of leaving that towards the end of this process because I'm not as worried about those. I mean, it'd be cool to have them working, but you know, it's whatever. But fixed our issues. It was bad headlight. And then the other one was kind of junk too. Honestly, it would only work on, after trying it a few times, the passenger side light only worked on dim, I think it was. It might have been bright. Either way, it only worked on one of them, not both of them. But we got all that fixed up. We got the blinker switch and or the turn signals and everything on and wired up, and she works. It's a slow blink, you know. She old, so she a little slow. But that's gonna be the end of this video. I've still got a couple more wires. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about them wires. That way, hopefully, somebody will actually watch this video and they'll be like, hey dummy, this wire right here goes there. See, that's what I need right now. So, because nobody that I've asked has been helpful at all. Okay, so the backup wire. Right here, backup for reverse lights, you know, to tell them when to turn on, basically. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be some kind of a plug or some switch or something on the transmission. I have not found it. And I was up under there early this morning looking. I have not found it. Also, it comes in and there is, what is it backup? backup power wire, okay? Now, I thought there was another. There might not be. But anyways, I got a backup wire and a backup power wire. I don't know where neither one of them goes. And I was gonna wire it, and I've already got the temp sensor hooked up to my water temp here, and the oil whatever hooked up to my oil pressure gauge there. But when I was doing the voltage meter, which ought to be like the most simple one, I hooked it up to ground and tried to hook the power up and blew a dadgum fuse. So, you know, I don't know. I still got to tinker with it, okay? I ain't never claimed to be professional at nothing. So, there we go. If you got any suggestions, holler at me. You know, not too loud though. You might hurt my feelings. But anyways, thanks for watching Naptime Builder, and hopefully you care just a little bit about us getting this, at least a little bit, about us getting this truck up and going and being everything that the church needs it to be. I've got some stuff. I went and ordered some more stuff today from the parts store. I went ahead and picked up oil, and I'm waiting on the filter, oil pan gasket. I almost got a oil pump, but I'm not so sure that it's just leaking, you know. So I didn't want to buy that. Plus, it's a little expensive. I didn't want to go ahead and get it and not need it. But we're getting there. Hopefully, in the next video is what I'm planning. Fresh oil, plugs and wires. Oh yeah, plugs and wires. Dude said they could only give me wires that you'd have to trim to fit. I ain't never done that. I'm not scared of it, but I'd rather just go ahead and buy some that I could just hook on, you know. But for the time being, we might just take those plugs out, clean them up with a wire wheel, stick them back in, you know what I'm saying? But that's what we're headed towards. And hopefully when we get there, this new tank that I put in actually works for me. So, sorry, done a whole lot of rambling, whole lot to be said. Or maybe I should have just kept some of it up in my head. Who knows? Thanks for watching Naptime Builder. We'll catch y'all later. We got other things going on. Hopefully you catch my little hot rod fire pit build. I just posted that one. So go check it out if you didn't, okay? It's the 4th of July tomorrow. I mean, who don't want a hot rod fire pit? We'll catch y'all later.